Hey, you're listening to Walk-Ins Welcome. We're glad to have you today.
We're just having a good time on this episode.
We have a good time every episode. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of Walk-Ins Welcome. Everybody lives life and deals with life. I'm dealing with life today.
There are seasons in life.
There are seasons, and we're going to talk about seasons today. I'm going through one, and anybody who's listening who has children, I'm in it with you.
Especially teenage children.
Teenage children. Anyway, this isn't about my teenage child so much as he's in a season of life. And today we're going to talk about seasonal marketing. So
there you go.
Let's get into it. Let's go. All right. Welcome back.
There it is.
Let me do the proper intro. Welcome to Walk-Ins Welcome. We're glad to have you where we help you triple your patient volume through digital marketing services, exceptional patient experience, and quality of life right here on the episode.
There you go.
We got Michael. Let's roll, buddy. What you got?
Yeah, so right now, let's do a time here. It got cold, right?
Yes, it did.
We are in the first week of November of 2023, and here in Alabama, it went from 85 to 35 in a day.
In a matter of hours.
Yeah, like you just watch the temp just dive.
You know, they make movies about that, where it's like instant freezing. And
yeah,
stuff
this
like
is
that.
what happened Wednesday.
I haven't bought into the global warming thing, but the climate change makes total sense from the standpoint of like seasons are shrinking down, but they're more extreme. Mm-hmm. You notice that? I don't know. At least it feels like it to me.
I will say this past fall was the nicest, longest fall I have ever remembered.
Oh, it's been glorious.
It was amazing. Anyway,
maybe we'll get a hint of that back next week.
We will in the weekend. I think I saw some decent weather. But why are we talking about seasonal stuff? So in the world of urgent care specifically, we know from our experiences that seasonal ads matter.
Yes, they do.
And they really do. And it's so much to the point, like, we all know this. You know when flu season comes out. You know when cold starts happening. You know when summer hits, and there's all sorts of things that go with that. And when flowers start blooming, allergies start kicking in, all the things. But do you actually adjust your campaigns and your ads to reflect all this, or you just set it and forget it? Because we know a lot of people do.
Yeah, there is a lot of set it and forget it. What we mean by that is you set up a Facebook ads campaign, or you set up a Google ads campaign, or you run a radio ad, or you keep sending out the same postcard over and over again.
Yeah.
You don't change the message. You're not talking to the state of mind that your patient may be in. Mm-hmm. And we're just going to go through some thought process here on all of the 4 seasons that we go through. We're going to start with winter because we're in winter now, or at least like going right into it. I don't think it's
not officially winter, but it is cold, and it is cold and flu.
Right. So it's fall, about to trip over that line going into winter. So let's start with winter. Michael, go.
Yeah. So what happens in winter? You have flu shots available. You have people having the flu, having colds. What are the things you want to look for? You want to run ads against flu symptoms, flu treatment, cold symptoms, cold treatment. And then it's holiday stuff coming up. Holiday hours matter. People think you may be closed for Christmas, but you might not be.
It's not even just that. People are going to have more people in their homes.
Yep.
They're going to be in other people's homes. Mm-hmm. They're going to be traveling. So you're going to be in and out of gas stations. You're going to be touching stuff that you shouldn't be touching.
Yeah.
I can't keep my child from flushing the toilet in a gas station and touching the thing and then like rubbing their face. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, and I distinctly remember too, when Addie was born, so she was born in August. And so when Christmas came around, we were like, no, we're not bringing her. And everybody got so mad at us because we're not bringing kids around, our child around to these family get-togethers.
Yeah.
And then we decided to do something. I forgot. So we skipped the Thanksgiving stuff, and then Christmas came around. We're like, okay, we'll do half of what we normally do.
Right.
And guess what? She got RSV 3 days after
it. Doesn't take long.
And
is that the foot and mouth thing? I can't really
RSV
tell.
Is more lung related.
Okay, so she had to do the breathing
treatments.
Yeah, I remember this.
But you know what? She was perfectly fine. She did those family gatherings, and that's like, PSA, please don't be mad at your family members that have newborn. Like, let them be secluded from the world for a while.
No doubt. I mean, I'm sure there's strong opinions even in our medical community about that either way. But yes, you're going to have people in and out of your homes. You're going to be traveling. And then, if you celebrate Christmas and you celebrate the holidays by giving gifts, some of these kids may have an issue. They may get hurt by a toy. They got a trampoline. They fell off of it. That happened to us. One of them swallowed a battery one time.
Oh, that's the worst.
We've had all the things, right?
Yeah, so that's one of those. Some of the ads you should run, making sure people recognize. And you'll get this email if you have a Google Business profile. You'll get the email in December saying, "All right, verify your holiday hours."
Right.
Because Google really wants you to make sure that's correct, because it's gonna when holiday comes up, it'll say Christmas Day may affect these hours. But if you want to go ahead and correct it, they'll say Christmas Day hours are, and so it gives people confident they can call you. Or,
I'm going to add one more to that. If you put in holiday hours, they will prioritize your listing.
yeah, they will.
They want to feed accurate information, and if you provide it with different, fresh, relevant information, especially due to the season you're in, you're going to rank better.
Yeah, just think about which would Google rather show an urgent care that hasn't updated its hours in years, or urgent care that just updated its hours for the actual holiday.
We have a really awesome urgent care. There are multiple locations, and I'm just getting ready for the onslaught of banners that are going to be coming our way for the website. Your kids, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway, love them, but yeah, they do a lot of banners. Here's our hours. So they update their listings. They put it on their website. So they do a really good job.
And if you have a call, like a call greeting, update the call greeting. I hate getting those call greetings where these are our hours. Like, those hours are not accurate.
All right, pause. You want to stand out? Don't do a phone tree.
Yeah.
Just answer the phone.
Yeah.
Like, you want to impress me? Answer the phone.
And answer it with a smile.
Yeah.
It makes all the difference.
It does. Thank you for calling Nick's Urgent Care.
Versus,
how you feel today?
Thank you for calling Nick's. Thank you for calling. Like, just the pitch difference.
One of the things that when I worked in radio, they would say, all right, you need to increase your energy level and talk like this, and then you need to smile when you're talking. And when you do that, it's going to come across completely normal to everyone else.
Yeah, because it sounds
right.
Like on this podcast, if you go back to the very first episodes, my level of speed on my talking was slower.
Yes.
And then it slowly got faster and faster and faster, because it has to. If you talk to me right now, it seems like I'm on caffeine high, because I have to be on.
I talk to Michael every day. This is not his default.
This is not my
position.
default speed, but it has to be, because if I don't do that, it sounds like I'm just barely going through the message.
I can hear him driving down the road. Michael's about to quit that podcast.
It's not the case anymore. And I will say, I think we laugh so much on this show.
I'm good with it. I'd rather have a good time, and I hope y'all are having one as well. Let's kick into spring, which is that first kick of allergy season, right?
Yeah. So I mean, this sounds really like, oh, everybody knows this. Well, sure, but do you actually do anything with this knowledge? You do searches for allergy symptoms, allergy relief, headaches, things that are all related to when allergy season kicks in hard. You have spring break coming up. So spring break. So here's the thing cool about spring break. I imagine for the urgent cares or at vacation areas, I bet you get all sorts of people coming in on spring break.
Well, we got to throw this out there, because there is a setting that you should select during these holidays and spring break and stuff like that in your Google ads and in your Facebook ads. And that are not just people that live in the area, but people who are traveling through, or like they frequent the area. There's a setting for that you can use for people who aren't from there, but are in your area, that need to know that you're available. You have to turn that setting off. Okay. So like, if you're going to be deliberate in turning it on during your spring breaks, make sure you turn it off. Otherwise you're going to be serving ads to everybody forever
and burning money. But no. And then also, if you have if you might be the urgent care that has special hours during spring break, knowing that you need later hours, you got to promote that.
Right.
Because I know, like, I've been down at spring break and get sick, and it's like, well, it's 9 o'clock at night. I bet nobody's open. So I try to find like a 24-hour Walgreens to go into and just deal with it. But then if
it's probably packed.
And it's packed out, yeah, it's a real thing. But I just think through that, and then also be promotional. You could have fun with it. Or you're a spring breaker. Here's we're also offering this, like flu shots for half off, blah, blah, blah.
Well, if you're anywhere near a vacation hotspot, you have to run these kind of ads.
Yeah, just stand out a little bit, because at the end of the day, they're going to if they're traveling for spring break, they'll probably do a little extra traveling here and there just to get somewhere that's available, that's talking to them.
Yeah, you can open up that radius quite a bit down in those vacation spots like the beach.
Yep. And the other thing that was noted, so also this is a time where people are outdoors again. So if they're just, it says here gardening, which I think is kind of funny, but the reality is if you're outside, you're probably getting hurt.
No doubt.
So, and then especially insect bites, mosquitoes starting to come out again, all the things. So, you can have some allergic reactions out there, that people start mowing their grass again, like all the different things. So there's opportunities, like spring's in the air. So our allergies, come visit us today, that type of stuff.
A lot of sports start back up in the spring as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So I know you have like winter basketball and everything, but it's Obviously not outdoors, but
And then spring training for football.
there's a spring training for football, and then you have baseball is typically like the main season. They have fall ball now, but the main season is in the
year-round
spring.
ball.
That's right, they do. Like, how much money can we milk out of the parents to make sure that they never go to church again? That's the whole goal of baseball, I believe. That being said, let's kick over to summer, right?
All right, so we've gone through winter, we've gone through spring. Now summer. Summer's going to have some elements of spring because of the spring break vacation-esque part. But then also summer sports, like you mentioned, are a big thing. We know here too, like we specifically run summer like sports physicals and things like that. Those type of ads start showing up in the summer because you're trying to get your child ready for the fall season, and they need these things up front in the summer because we all know when football season starts for your child, it doesn't start in August. It starts in May.
It does.
And so, there may be physicals involved. There may be like injuries that happen during practices, all the different things. There's even an urgent care in our area that's specific to ortho. Like that's all they work on.
Right.
And that's a pretty cool concept, but I guarantee you that those summer months and then when the actual games start are probably huge for them.
I also want to throw out during the summer and recognize the fact that for at least our urgent care clients, that is the slowest part of the year for them.
Yep.
This is where you have to get creative. I hear a lot of pushback from our clients, not to us in general, but just like the overarching theme that running ads on Facebook doesn't work. Okay. And it typically sounds like this. People aren't going to Facebook to search when they are sick. Like they're on Facebook to deal with their friends and family and post pictures of their food and all that kind of stuff. Right. The point is that's absolutely correct. You're using Facebook to stay top of mind and social media ads to stay top of mind in the slowest part of your season so that if there is an opportunity, you will be the one that they go to.
Yeah. And it's real too. Like we understand almost all of our urgent cares see a dip during the summer. Like it's just, we have an urgent care that we don't even work with, but we've talked to them quite a bit and they had to shut down a location or two due to slowness. And that's because a lot of people are out of town. If you're in an area that's not a vacation area, you're probably feeling the pain during the summer. And
just like this isn't the topic for this particular thing, but they went to part-time hours and they were only open certain days during the week, and they ran a skeleton crew staff.
Yep.
And the way they explained it to me is like their doctors actually appreciated that because they could take that time and go travel.
Yeah.
Right. So, or they could spend long weekends or whatever. So it was kind of a weird concept. I hadn't heard of anybody doing that. But
the reality is we're in a post-COVID environment, and so that demand is just not there.
No, it's not.
And this past summer, you probably felt that summer 22, you're probably still COVID heavy, and same as summer 21. But summer 23, you probably felt the pain of not a lot of demand out there like it used to be. And we see that, though. Anyway, but then, other things noted, heat exhaustion. If you're in an area that has a lot of heat exhaustion issues, things like that, that's another.
The South.
Yeah, we're humid here. I think this summer was kind of rough. There was like really, really great, and then it got nasty.
Yeah.
For like 2 weeks.
I was talking about like the weather change. It's everything's become extreme.
Yeah. Like it was like 102, 103, 100% humidity. We were dying.
Can't breathe. You walk outside, you feel like you stepped into a shower.
Yeah.
It's a hot one.
Yeah.
Maybe a hot tub instead of a shower.
Because I went out west for a few weeks and it was just so much nicer.
Yeah, but it's dry heat. Not here.
Yeah, it was. And I remember driving back, like every evening on driving back, I was like, it's a little stickier.
That's right.
A little stickier.
All right, kicking over to fall.
So we've made around the world on our calendar. Now we're back to fall. So back to school season is a huge one. Like that's the thing because we see it. Man, we see it in the numbers. That first 2 weeks when school starts back, it just starts to spike. Like their kids are getting sick. They're bringing it home. Everybody's getting sick. It's some random bug going around.
That's right.
Like you don't hear of stomach bugs in the summer, but they're all about the fall.
Those first 2 weeks of back to school are brutal every single time.
Yeah, they are.
Back there, I don't know what they do. Do they just wipe slobber all over each other? I don't know what they do.
I think that if I was in urgent care right now and fall was coming, I would get some relationships with some local schools and say, can I do free flu testing or something like in the school for you? If you have a child that's coming up sick, we can run tests right there inside the office with your on-staff medical person.
Just come in there with a lot of needles and freak all the kids out. Way to go, Michael. Way to go.
I just, like, in my head, like, I wonder if this is a thing, and I wonder if there are, like, okay, we all know American Family Care. That's a super common name here. I
great
want
company.
we'll just say American Family Care. Like I could see them in a high school, a little like a little window. It says American Family Care Medical Office.
You know, that's funny that you say that. I don't really know why this hadn't become a thing. I don't know why school systems haven't put up like a urgent care or something like that instead of a school nurse, like having some kind of a micro office inside.
Yeah.
You know, that would save the school payroll. You know,
Well, you
that
know,
would make sense to me. I'm sure they can't play favorites, but
well, and I'm sure there's some just regulation around that of some sort.
Right.
But what I think is interesting, so we've seen that Walmart now has its own urgent care, and
I've got good news for you, sir. I go to Walmart so infrequently that I had no idea that they had that.
yeah. So it's been actually urgent care. It's actually been around for 2 or 3 years. They've just been real selective about it.
Walmart. Okay, so here I am. A digital marketing agency for urgent cares. I had no idea that Walmart had an urgent care.
They haven't. I forget. I think is it called Walmart Plus Care?
It's probably Sam's Choice.
Sam Choice Needles.
You didn't choose us, but we choose you.
Sam's Lab Testing.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway, but anyway, they have one.
Maker's Mark. Urgent care. Wait, that's same thing. So.
Anyway, so they're not everywhere, right? Like they're running some test locations. I've even tried reaching out to the chief medical officer of Walmart to kind of get him to talk. He wouldn't talk to me, obviously, but I tried. And but they exist. They're out there. It's a thing. And it's
Is it next to Walmart jail?
right. I will say though, so far the concept is actually a separate building from Walmart. Like it's attached.
So that's like Murphy Oil almost.
Yeah.
Because I know Murphy Oil isn't owned
Yeah.
by Walmart, but it's in every Walmart parking lot. And so they have some kind of symbiotic relationship.
Yeah. And so but this says Walmart urgent care or whatever, but it's just not inside the Walmart.
Okay. I mean, I like the fact that it would be standalone. I feel like there's a lot of HIPAA violation there. I also see a lot of stupid happening.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know what I mean? Like,
'cause
I'm going to
there's
go get these diapers and a shot.
well, you're sitting there in the lobby with your shopping cart.
I need to be seen and my milk is spoiling right now.
Right.
And they're inherently angry people.
Well, it's kind of funny.
Not Walmart,
I feel like
shoppers.
if Target did an urgent care, it would do better because of the demographic.
Oh, the colors that would fly into that place. Oh, Lord, that would be interesting.
Anyway, so but where was I going with that?
I have no idea, but I'm for it. Hey, while we're talking about randomness like that, doesn't Quick Trip have an urgent care? Like the gas station now has an urgent care?
So Hannah, who's on our team, is one of the biggest Quick Trip fans out there.
I'd like to just note, how in the world do you become a fan of a gas station? Continue.
Anyway, and that question's come up before, and if it's a brand you love, it's a brand you love. But anyway, yeah, they actually bought into an urgent care and built their own. I forget what's it called?
Quick Trip
Or quick urgent care,
Quick
or
urgent care,
something like that. Anyway, and it's grown a little bit. We've asked, hey, if you know anybody at the Quick Trip world that's related to urgent care, to tell them to reach out to us. We've been trying to get in touch.
Yeah, we're making fun of Walmart having this, not you. You come on the show.
Yeah, because it's just its own business model with the backing of Quick Trip. So it's not like stuck on the side of a gas station type of thing. They're independents. But anyway, I guess I was thinking through because you were talking about putting things in stores, or that would be super convenient. Some
Inside of the schools.
inside of schools. I'm surprised Publix hasn't attacked that yet.
Well, they have a great pharmacy.
Yeah, their pharmacy's great, and so tack on a nurse practitioner and a little waiting area. Like I don't know, it makes sense to me. But I know there's challenges behind it because I knew of a bank that had a location inside of a grocery store, and
I mean, that happens all the time. Walmart's got its own bank.
but this was back in the 90s.
Oh, like before it was cool.
Before it was cool.
Okay.
And then it was one of the things that made kind of sense. But then as like credit card, debit card transactions became a thing, it made less sense because people don't need the cash.
We're so far removed from our topic today.
It's totally fine.
It's funny.
Anyway, but I just thinking about that. Full circle here. But anyway.
Full circle would be fall.
That's what started. It was back to school season.
Back to school.
And then we fell off that train.
Yeah, we
really
did.
fast.
Man, we fell off that wagon quick.
That's okay. All right.
I'm for it.
Anyway, so finishing up the back to school stuff. So this is, back to school is the most obvious. Outside of that, though, now we're trying to transition. Like, you still have sports physicals kind of happening a little bit. That's still a thing. You may have a fall festival style thing. That's the other thing people forget about. I think fall is like one of the biggest celebrated time of the years of group things. So,
oh, no doubt.
Does your clinic offer that? Can they go and promote a fall festival? I know a lot of us just finished up a fall festival / trunk or treat.
I had a great time at the trunk or treat.
Yeah.
Too, but I was touching everybody. Well, okay, that's really bad. I was bumping into people. That's all I meant. Oh my gosh.
That's great. But anyway, the trunk or treat stuff's real fascinating because it's a new concept, quotation mark. Like it's kind of new.
Didn't exist when I was a kid.
I love it for like our 4-year-old because they get to have the full experience of asking for candy, but they're not walking forever. But it's interesting. Like our church that you came as well to, about 1,000 people rolled through that thing. Like it was busy.
Yeah, it was good.
But then there was another church nearby that apparently had 5,000 people walk through it in one evening.
In Bessemer?
No, Brook Hills.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking
about. So it's a pretty big church here, but 5,000 people. This is not a football game, people. This is just trunks opened up with candy in them.
Well, kids have gotten super lazy, so the adults have had to adapt and evolve.
Yeah, there you go.
So we bring down to the edge of our driveway our fire pits, and we have tables set up. And what's funny about that is like every fourth house is a adult beverage station for you to get candy apple shots or Jello shots or something. I know that's not the point of the episode, but it's just kind of funny.
Yeah. So anyway, and so now we're going right back into this fall season. There are lots of big crowded items. Are you guys sponsoring things? Like not just the little ads you're running, but could you be sponsoring local events?
You should be. I saw the coolest thing at the trunk or treat that I was like, I don't know how to incorporate that in our business, but I kind of want to do it. Wayne's. It was a pest control company. They had an ice cream truck. It looked like an ice cream truck. It was branded for Wayne's Pest Control. Totally different colors, totally different everything. And they were giving out ice cream.
Yeah.
And I remember Wayne's.
Yeah.
Like that's in my brain. I was like, that's actually pretty cool being a part of the community.
And they weren't trying to promote it, like make it super
I didn't
obvious.
get a single request to do business with them.
No, they were. And I know the backstory of some of that. But yeah, it's one of those. It's not like we need to have a special tent and all this stuff. No, you may just be like, hey, here branded suckers or whatever, like something to hand out, or maybe you have you cover the bags, and at the very back corner is like a little logo at the bottom. It's just there. Small things, right? But you all know that if you can help, if you're involved in events that have children involved, which means families, which means multiple layers of patients, essentially. Mm-hmm. So,
well, just imagine this. I mean, there is nothing more community oriented to me than an urgent care.
Yeah.
Like they're just a staple in the community, right? So imagine if you knew of all these little trunk or treats that are going on and you go have, 1,000 plastic pumpkins made with your brand on those pumpkins and you hand them to all the kids for them to go put their candy in.
Yeah. Because the Boo Buckets came back.
Boo Buckets at McDonald's. I was mad that ours got thrown away at our house.
Yeah. So Boo Buckets came back.
Purple.
And I'm trying to think of a funny phrase for urgent care Boo Buckets, so it's not coming to me right now.
Boo Bucket.
You're welcome. The Boo Boo Bucket and have a look.
And we lost Michael.
Have a Band-Aid on it or something, the Boo Boo Bucket.
And instead of a smiley face, you can have it with his lip poked out.
Oh, we got to get one of our clients to do Boo Boo Buckets.
Marketing 101. All right, practical application. Are you ready for it? Let me give you some takeaway tips and then we'll wrap up, okay?
Boo Boo Bucket.
Boo Boo Bucket with the lip poked out, right? On the pumpkin. Anyway, all right, so practical application. Here's the thing. You're going to want to run ads for all of these different types of seasons, okay? But here's what I want to give you specific instruction in. If you're running Google ads or if you're running Facebook ads or you're running everything, all right, you always keep your urgent care campaigns running. Do not turn them off. Don't turn them off.
Please don't.
You're in urgent care first, okay? Build additional campaigns for these things that are going on. I'm not telling you not to change out your urgent care ads. You constantly want to be updating those, but you want those to stay going.
And a side note, we've learned the hard way. Don't pull budget from those urgent care ads.
Keep them going.
Keep them as is. Add additional budget for the new ones. We learned the hard way that, we'll just pull from, don't worry about your monthly ad spend. We'll just pull from this, pull from that, and boom, things drop more than we wanted them to.
Well, I'll just give you some tips here. We have a budget for our marketing and advertising, but we have dollars allocated for, the UCA event that's going to be coming up in April.
Yeah.
Right? Like we have dollars for our marketing that are allocated to that. You need to think the same way about all these seasons that are coming. I need to have a budget that we know we're going to spend nonstop, and I need to have an additional or a portion of my budget that's going to be allocated to the seasons that we need to advertise directly for.
Yeah. And so just keep that in mind. Keep the boo-boo bucket in mind.
Come on.
I want somebody to please do that.
Maybe we need to do it. Maybe, who knows?
You start adding it. Just send that to the urgent cares. Here, put these out next year.
You're welcome in advance.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys again for listening to us on another episode. We went all over the place, but landed back where we needed to help you guys out for this season. And anything else?
Yeah, as always, our only ask from you is to leave us a review and share the episode that you're listening to.
We got some reviews recently.
Thank you for that. Whoever left them, I'm going to go read them and I'll give you a shout out.
There you go.
Right. But that's our ask. That's how we grow it. We don't put money behind it. We don't sponsor the podcast. And oddly enough, we don't promote our marketing agency. So please leave us a review on
Spotify
and
Apple Podcasts.
There you go. Those two are the only ones that I really care
Google
about.
Podcast is going away.
Google Podcast is going away, but YouTube is not, and you can go in there and interact with us there.
They're migrating to YouTube now, which is lovely.
Kind of makes total sense.
It does.
I mean, why have two platforms when you have one that does it all?
Well, in Google Podcast, you can't even leave reviews for it.
Well, with that, leave us. Hey, listen, y'all have a great week. What you do matters. We appreciate you listening, and we'll see you next Wednesday. See ya.